I was just watching this video from Roller Coaster David like a few seconds ago before I started recording this thing, and I was really impressed with how he used a script and really went into details explaining why Hyperia at Thorpe Park is a great ride. I'm wanting to do the opposite. This certainly doesn't have a script. Over there, it's Kennywood. I'm doubling down on what I've been doing in the last few videos, and just this video is allegedly about this park. So what you're going to get from me as I visit Kennywood and I show you the freaking barcode of how to get my Kennywood season pass that gets me into all the parts, like the platinum thing. I'll tell you more about that later. Anyway, I said freaking just now, and I just want to warn those of you who are new to this series that I'm going to upgrade to the F word pretty much after this sentence, and I'm going to make fun of you if you complain about my language, because I warned you. Alright, now with that out of the way, we're pretty close to getting to fucking Kennywood right now, and man, I've been doing this forever, and I mean, it took me until near 400 credits to finally make it to this, like, mandatory destination near the Pittsburgh area in Pennsylvania. And as a Woody coaster enthusiast and good coaster enthusiast, this was like one of the last places in the country, like, I didn't have an option. I needed to visit it, and if I didn't, I'd be a fucking clown. So you're gonna see us where we park. I hope we don't park like, I know we didn't park like that. I don't know why I got like anxious. There's like houses over there, so this is, clearly not exactly like a Disney park or anything. It's kind of, more for locals than anything, but I'll tell you what, the locals of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania have a goddamn great park on their hands, man. I mean, like, every time I visit a new wonderful place like fucking Kennywood, all I want to do is just complain about the fact that I live in New Orleans, and this is so extremely far away from what I'm used to. And I mean, I don't know. I'm drinking this beer right now. I'm high as shit. That right there is Kennywood's. See, I was about to call that coaster Kennywood. That coaster is called Phantom's Revenge, man. I never obviously was able to ride the original iteration with the fucking loop and shit, the Steel Phantom thing, but I watched a POV of it like last night on Sean Flaherty's channel, and there's no fucking way. Anybody who thinks that is better than what you're looking at right now, what? I'm drinking this beer. Give me a second. Like, I'm trying to do crossfade in a day or something. Ah, there it goes. It's dropping. Yeah. Woohoo. Duel that blue car, bitch. Anyway, so context about what's going on. Yeah, I'm just coughing. I don't edit my videos. I don't have a script. I just, deal with it. All right. So this is the first of 18 parks that we visited on probably the craziest coaster trip of my life, of which I've had quite a few. And I got off working my karaoke show at like 2:30 in the morning to catch a flight at 5 a.m. Hey, check out Skyrocket, yay. And I'm from New Orleans, and I was in Pennsylvania ready to get them basically immediately afterward. The only sleep I got was maybe on the plane, and that's alleged sleep. Like, I didn't, I'm sorry, that I didn't properly sleep. So I have some emergency, prescription medicine that can help with that I only save for rainy days, and this was one of those rainy days. So I'm filming this part because Colson said, like, dude, that's my buddy who I'm traveling with, you gotta get the legendary tunnel or something. I'm like, I'm not sure how a tunnel can be legendary, but here we are. I mean, I guess it's cool that Kennywood on the brick wall is kind of nice or something, but I don't know, it's not like as much better than the tunnel going in the Holiday World and shit, like from the parking lot, but whatever you want. I mean, it is leading us to T-Bolt and company, which are just dope as hell. One thing I was actually pretty surprised to find out about Kennywood's old school Woody lineup is, they're way better than I thought they were going to be. They were actually almost cracking my top 100 out of like close to 400. All of them by the end of this, I'm like, whoa, that's pretty strong, man. And they ended up all ranking right next to each other, 117, 118, and 119. And I was just like bouncing around trying to figure out which one I liked the most. They're so close that they might be permanently right next to each other in my ranking, because they all feel like brothers doing different shit, but at the same level of cool. Like, one of them is a little bit slower, but then fucks you up near the end. One of them's more consistent throughout, and then one of them's got the camaraderie of racing. I mean, If you are local, you knew exactly which ones I was talking about in each time. But I'll tell you what, as these gummies kick in, there's a chance I'll be like looking at the footage I recorded of what I rode, and I'm going to be confusing them. And I don't want to manifest that I'm going to start confusing the fucking roller coasters in this park. But if I confuse Jackrabbit, Thunderbolt, and Racer, you need to apologize. That's not. Wait. What the fuck is the structure of the sentence I was trying to say? I don't know. You just deal with it. I guess that's it. All right, let me readjust. Gift shop didn't go there. Arcade didn't go there. Yeah. There's a rabbit of the Jack variety, I believe. Yeah. That is a pretty fun little ride. It is. I don't know what it is about having family coasters that are really pleasant and stuff until they aren't. And this is one of my biggest favorite examples of that. Like, you're like, yeah, cute old school wood coaster, yay, happy. And then all of a sudden you're like standing ejector going into a ravine. It's such a jarring, insane moment on a roller coaster that, like, I don't know, I've got to give it up to John Miller in 1920. He crushed it. There's a reason he was hired again in 7 years to do that shit. And the reason that you're getting all these like hyper-specific numbers with no script isn't because, I have great memory or I'm lying to you when I have a script. It's because I have a fucking spreadsheet like sitting right there on my second monitor. I've got the Audacity thing that I'm hoping doesn't crash when I talk while having my coaster ranking spreadsheet alphabetized to show Kennywood. So, I mean, that kind of assists me, and I basically just walk around the park and just kind of decide what I'm talking about based on what's in front of me. So I'm in an interesting spot because the parts that weren't the roller coasters I'm a little hazy about because A, I was on no sleep. I mean, this was like a 31-hour day for me. And B, I was blazed out of my shit and on Adderall, which I'd never fucked with. And I don't know if I should have admitted that on the internet, but like, it's alleged, right? Like, I could say, oh, I was on fentanyl. I mean, it doesn't matter. There's no proof. Right there, Blizzard Blast Creamery. I really like the decor of that. And that's it. That's all I have to say about that. Goblet toss. I mean, when you're a locals park and the locals get bored of the rides, you guess you can get more money out of them by charging them a bunch of money to play stupid games to win stupid prizes. I mean, whatever. I don't know. I'm drinking more beer while I think about what to talk about next, I guess. Yeah. Roll a ball. Lobster pot. Cat rack. I don't know anything about any of this shit because I was like walking past having a conversation with Colson about only Phantom's Revenge, basically. You know, what you're looking at in front of you. See how we passed Steel Curtain and I just didn't even acknowledge it? Fucking thing isn't even open, so what's there to fucking talk about? I mean, I'll bitch about that later. I'll be walking around it and being upset later. But what's the most important thing here, obviously, is Phantom's Revenge. But I gotta tell you what, one thing I didn't expect is that if you lump Thunderbolt, Racer, and Jackrabbit together, I think the three of them together are about as important as Phantom's Revenge to this park. Because there's something about, man, fuck, having just three coasters from 100 years ago all still slap in the same place. That's pretty massive, man. Like, the only other place that gave me a real appreciation of a trio of Woodies like this was, I mean, I guess there's Mount Olympus, but Holiday World is where I was going with. And, I mean, fuck, I can see why everyone was saying this is a mandatory place. Now, regarding Phantom's goddamn Revenge, I was kind of anxious whether we'd even be able to ride this shit because the forecast was all, I mean, you look at the weather, you see where it is, and I'm just going to spoil it. By the end of the day, we were rained out, so I'm glad I got my, I don't know, 11 or 12 rides in, whatever the fuck it was. I think it was over at least 8. I think between 8 and 14, some number like that. And we basically, the rain started maybe like 3.5, 4 hours or something like that after we got here. And then we walked to the car and just waited for the rain to subside, and it didn't. But I gotta tell you what, other than Steel Curtain being a cunt, this park really delivered all around with all the rides. We were able, I mean, the one thing I decided on this trip is like, I've been like saving money left and right for like 6 months with the intention of blowing money on this one. Colson helped me out on this one. I can't even take the credit. We paid our $230 to get into the Kennywood, Idlewild, Dutch Wonderland, Storyland, and some other fifth fucking place that we did. But that wasn't enough because crowds are bullshit. So he decided to treat me by springing for the $100 fuck you on special and rich card. You know, that bullshit. But the reason I was talking about saving money, not saving money, is because later on I have to pay for my own shit. Like at Six Flags Great Adventure. I mean, there's no way I'm waiting an hour and a half for El Toro when I live in Louisiana. And I visit this park, every 4 years? Fucking suck my dick on that. I'm not waiting in lines. Anyway, so we start the day with the threat of rain as responsibly as you could possibly imagine by going to Exterminator, which I barely even knew existed, I'll be honest, before this trip. But Colson said, hey, it's important. And, you see that little drop cut, jump cut thing that I just did there? One of my problems in my videos historically is that all I do is just walk entire paths of nothing, and it's just super uninteresting. And it's better for me to just stop recording and then start recording again like 100 yards out and show where I just walked, so you don't have to suck and sit with me for like, fucking 8 minutes as I walk through a long midway. And also you could be saying, well, you could just edit like every other roller coaster channel out there. And I'm like, fuck that. I need to learn how to do that first. Me and my speedy pass don't have time for that shit. So we're walking through the exit, and yeah, we wrote it. Thumb up. I was considering, like looking into the parks, what I could do to record on the rides, and I was just, nah. Maybe next trip I'll get like some spy glasses or something. But I'm not trying to do one of two things. One, beg for permission and be there early and do all this extra shit to be able to allow to record the rides, or alternatively like sneak them on. And I opted against sneak them on. So you have to deal with just not POVs. So if you want to be happy, again, I'm gonna do what I did for all of my old videos and just timestamp when I walk in front of every coaster, so that that's when I'm there. And then you can pause, and on another tab you can go to your fucking 8K fucking East Coasters fucking video of the ride, so you can watch it done right or whatever. By the way, he's one of the people who sneaks fucking coaster videos, and I don't care. They're good, and he got his 50K subscribers by hustling. But like, I'm not trying to like sneak that in, and I don't know what I'm talking about. But anyway, Exterminator, I didn't even talk about it. It's my coaster rankings, I only rate things that are better than the worst Aero Mine Train, so that usually excludes like almost every Wild Mouse and Family Coaster and Children's Coaster and Vekoma SLC and bullshit like that. And that one was rankable. Exterminator made it to my number 311 out of 455, and the reason it has a number is better than River King Mine Train at Six Flags fucking St. Louis, which is pretty remarkable because I've been on that exact same model in a bunch of other parks. But the indoor setting where you can't see shit and there's a bunch of shit everywhere, there really is a lot to say about having like close stuff to you when you're on a ride. It really enhances your sense of speed. Like with Boulder Dash, I mean, I knew it was going to be a great coaster before this trip, but just being the approximation to the trees, that's incorrect English, being super fucking close, there you go, there's correct English, to the trees makes it so fast, feel so much faster to you. And being in that fucking Wild Mouse stuff was like dope because it's I don't know, it's good. That's a better Exterminator review than you'll get out of most people who don't even know that ride exists. Anyway, check that out. I'm drinking more beer, you watch that. Yeah, this wine stuff on her, man. My girlfriend went to World Market and bought this bottle for me, not knowing anything about it. I'm like, I enjoyed the fuck out of this a decade ago before I met you, and I had this. Yeah, Phantoms of Friends, let's fucking go, bitch. 15 minutes, we don't have time for that. So we're using a speedy pass, or just passing it. I don't know. Oh, we're going in now. Okay, great. I think we were considering like doing other stuff and then wrapping up with Phantoms, because it's kind of lame to just end the day with the wimpiest rides or stuff. But we decided, look, this rain threat, I mean, what if lightning comes and like fucks our asses off? Like we have to get our rides and pass by the locals and just get on that bitch. And then we got on that bitch. Speedy pass wait here. It's like $230 to get into the Kennywood chain, and then like another $100,000 to get that. Whatever, worth it to save 9 minutes. Shit. By the end of not the end of the day, but the end of the operation day when we were waiting and shit, It was like a walk-on for everyone, so the locals got that too, and I'm just a kind. Anyway, right ahead of us, 2 people ahead, is this dude Pascal. We met him because, hey, nice Voyage shirt. I'm also wearing a Voyage shirt, and yeah, so we ended up just spending like the whole day hanging out with him, basically. And what was really cool is the dude was coming alone for like a 2.5, 3 week, something crazy trip from Europe. He lives in Germany, all the fuck alone to just hustle as many parks as possible in a row. Like, this guy's got more hustle than me and Colson did, because after 12 days, I'm like, fuck my life. 18 parks, I can't. I'm done. I love coasters more than I love anything in the world other than my girlfriend, but fuck that. I'm good. And he's like, nah, man, let's go to like 7 more states over another 2 weeks. Like, good for him. Yeah, Phantoms. And so you'll see him in other videos, because he just coincidentally was at Knoebels the same day we were, and Great Adventure the same day we were. It's dope shit. Anyway, regarding Phantom's Revenge, when I first wrote it, I was like, I'm not sure how I feel about this being so fucking amazingly high in my rankings. Let me like switch this spreadsheet to see what I was comparing it to. Oh wow, I alphabetized the coasters rather than putting them in the right number order. That's fucked up. So I ended up with number 21, Phantom's Revenge. What it beat by the end of the day, but it did not beat in the first like 2 rides were like Skyrush, Pantheon, Beast, Phoenix, Switchback, Lost Coaster, Twisted Timbers. And by my 9th ride or something, I was like, okay, this is warming up. Yeah, that's good. That drop into the ravine finally was going full blast, and the bumpy, happy stuff near the end was kicking it. And I'm like, I get it. This is the definitive Arrow or Morgan experience. So they had sex and made Phantom's Revenge. I mean, like, what else do you fucking want? Apparently, you can get a better Morgan experience on Superman Ultimate Escape or some shit. I don't know. I'll ride that later in my life. Let me finish this beer. Alright, so as we walk forward, I don't see anything interesting. How about I complain about Steel Curtain? Yeah, S&S needs to stop fucking up. Like, dude, like, I love their shit, but why are their coasters such unreliable fucking bitches? I mean, like, look, maybe you should survey the site you're building your coaster on, even though you're trying to save money for the park or whatever by being cheap at the... Make sure that you can actually put the fucking supports where they go and be sturdy and they don't sink into the soil or whatever it is. I know it's structural reasons why it's fucked, which is a ridiculous fucking reason. That should be like one of the first things you consider before you even start building. How do you fuck that up? Anyway, I wanted to ride Steel Curtain, and I'm just talking about a topic I know nothing about because I'm complaining about it because I wanted to ride it, man. I'm traveling all the way to Pittsburgh just for your shit, S&S, and you're fucking me up. Well, I'll be back because Thunderbolt Racer and fucking Jackrabbit plus Phantom's Revenge are just stupid. They're so good. Thunderbolt, let me tell you, I really, really love how it's a coaster where it just gets right into it. Like, there's no bullshit. And I have a real soft spot for coasters that start good but get better. You know, like Phoenix at Knoebels does it as well. And this motherfucker, dude, I mean, it picks up. Oh yeah, I'm starting to enjoy it. And a lot of coasters will end when you're starting to enjoy it. But this one just shows its best colors when you're starting to enjoy it, and that really makes for a satisfying experience. And it's so retro, it's so old school. That tickles my balls so fucking well. It makes me happy. So here I am taking an awkward shot from, I don't know where I am, probably, oh, there it is. I know where we are. I mean, that ravine shit is fire, dude. The fact that like 100 years ago, 100 fucking years ago, a couple awesome ass roller coaster designers decided to take advantage of that shit as like the point of where their thrill rides were, and then Arrow did it too or something. Yeah, that's great. I'm happy for him. Yeah, I was losing interest in what I was talking about. Let's just pay attention to the coaster. That's clear. That's why you're here. Actually, I'm starting to believe some of you are here to listen to me talk, which is very, very humbling, because I really thought that I was just narrating a bunch of spam over really good 4K footage that you guys could just use to repurpose on your better coaster videos. But I guess a lot of you are coming back to hear me talk about God knows what. Like, I don't even remember what I talked about fucking 5 minutes. That dude's beard. Nice beard, yo. Anyway, amazing ride. Right ahead, you see fire-breathing sausage. I don't know. I was told that Canopy Lake Park invented the crazy. I went there later in this trip, I believe. It was like 15th park or something crazy like that. Invented the exaggerated food stall that you see in Roller Coaster Tycoon, and I was so tired and blazed and really awake at the same time that I was tired that I didn't even notice how cool that was, even though I just focused the camera on it for like 12 years. It's cool. I'm appreciating it for the first time now, even though I was at Kennywood a month ago. And hey guys, my Kings Island video was recorded 13 months too late, but this one is only like a month too late. So it's getting better, okay? Especially since the trip was 2 weeks. So 2 weeks of that I couldn't because I didn't exist. Or wait, I said that wrong. I don't know. And by the way, dude, watching my Kings Island video, it gave me so much fucking goddamn cringe over and over again. But the cringe repeated itself when I started the video, and I was like, I recorded this video 13 months ago in 2022, and I know the math doesn't add up. I'm like, God damn it, I was so high that I just said the year wrong and stuff. And I do that all the time, like in real life. Dude, like when the year changes, it's until like late March, early April before I start like writing down the correct year on like documents or the internet or wherever you write things. It's fucked up. Yeah, this place, did Canopy actually invent this? Because I see all that exaggerated big food stuff like more here now that I'm like watching it. I don't know. Fuck that bitch. SNS, dude, I mean, you build the inversion record of the country and I can't get on it. You're personally shitting on my ass doing that. You're I don't know, I was trying to be like hyperbolic, like they broke it to piss me off or something. Like, whatever. Look, it is pretty fucking wacky that the issue is so bad that instead of like trying to repair it to save sometime in the season, you can write it there just like, yep, 2024, there won't be a steel curtain. And I'll tell you what, with that kind of like disinterest in saving your piece of fucking fuck roller coaster, that, I don't know, will it ever operate again? Like, I had full intentions of coming back to Kennywood every couple years, 3 years, something like that. And especially to get this credit, but I'm not sure I'll ever go there. Let me tell you about my opinion on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Fuck! I don't give a fuck about football. I can't even name a thing about them other than the fact that I'm impressed I even know what city they're in. And I think the only reason I know the Steelers are from Pittsburgh is from a Canopy Coaster video reviewing Kennywood. Fuck football. Guys, you guys enjoy your football. I'm not trying to hate on you. But I'd rather race RC trucks. I don't know. So we're walking. Which one's next? I was so out this day. I don't even know which one we're gonna walk past first, whether it's Racer or Jackrabbit. I'm leaning Racer. All of you locals are like, it's clearly it's Racer. There's Racer. So we rode both sides. The Mobius Strip argument. And you guys want my take on that? Is that one coaster or is it two coasters? I put it in coaster count the way it's supposed to be, but in terms of my personal credit count, one. Like I plus one'd it rather than plus two'd it according to my rules or something. And also, it made it easy to do that because like Gemini and stuff, I count it as one coaster anyway. You know, I don't know. But it's a great ride, and the interactions are really cool. I really like how the dueling is just, the trains are so goddamn far apart, and somehow they end up getting close together. It was a cool thing, like 26 minutes. I know that like now a lot of parks are using like scanners and shit to like find out approximate lengths of their wait times, but most parks over-advertise their waits on purpose so that you won't get cranky that your 85-minute wait ends up being fucking 55 minutes, right? So why the extreme specificity to a fucking minute when maybe it actually is 26? It's a weird technology. Just round it off. It gives me like a feeling like someone's like fucking like using a feather on my fucking testicles to piss me off, and you give me awkward wait time. Nah, this is bombing. I don't even know why I said that. I'm really high, and I definitely having like fucking wishes of people feathering my testicles. I'm just trying to be funny and clearly bombing right now. Wish I had another sip of beer to end this awkward. Oh, I have water. Everybody drink water. Anyway, Racer's good. Racer's great. It's a lot of fun, and the camaraderie moments are the reason that I have it ranking right near the other ones. I know a lot of people consider it the third of three Woody's here, and I do too, but by very marginally. It is a really satisfying experience. It doesn't have the same forces in Happy that the other two do, but fuck yeah. And that little pause right there, I stopped to consume marijuana. Just being honest with you, it's all alleged, right? Like, people from Kennywood are going to do retroactively ban me. Nobody gives a fuck. I know some people are like, you can't admit things on the internet. I'm like, even if I somehow get 1 million views on this video, who fucking cares? Who did I hurt? Did my consumption of marijuana cause a kid to fall down and die? Fuck you. Anyway, there's like a fucking popcorn thing. Skyrocket. Yeah, let's talk about that bitch. I find it kind of ironic that the Skyrocket 2 is everywhere and the only Skyrocket 1 is this thing, and it has fucking nothing to do with the rest. I'll tell you what, I loved this ride. The first half, I only got 1 ride on. I meant to get on a second time or even third, bye Pascal, but I got rained out near the end of the day and it fucked my ass. But anyway, the first half of this was excellent. It basically, imagine your Skyrocket 2 shit on an actual layout rather than a compact piece of shit. And a blast. And the second half was just the most dingleberry second half I've ever seen. Like Colton was saying, like, it's hilarious how much it meanders. Like, we gave up. Because this is one of the ones that you couldn't use the fast pass on or some shit. But we ended up coming back to it in like very short after. So don't worry about that. I'm not lying. I wrote it. But anyway, the second fucking half, when it's doing these like S-bends and shit, I'm like, they just like put all their creative muscles into the first half, and they were like, oh yeah, I'm good on the second half. That thing is, I kind of got value out of that because I thought it was so funny to be so amazing and then fuck off so badly. Anyway, oh, I didn't even talk about Jackrabbit. Yeah, the plunge is great. Look, there's 8 seconds left in this video. So yeah, we were planning on recording more footage, but we got rained out. So fuck my life and fuck that shit. And I'll see you guys later, baby.